Hey, Giant fans. Welcome to the Giant Insider podcast. My name is Jerry Foley. I'm a senior editor of the Giant Insider newspaper. And with me, as always, is the beat writer in the heart of Giants Nation. Nobody beats the biz, Chris Bizignano. Well, Chris, what a difference 24 hours makes. Yesterday morning, the Saquon Barkley situation, if you want to call it a situation, was kind of hovering over the Giants. Training camp was upon us. And then 24 hours later, Barkley is signed to a one-year deal where he gets some guaranteed money. The Giants lock up their franchise left tackle for the next 5 years. And, based on the tweets I read from you today, Chris, training camp was a smashing success on all counts. I mean, Waller, Jones, all of it. I'll let you go into it because you were there and reporting live. But, man, what a difference 24 hours makes, dude, no?
Yeah, I guess we could talk about the Saquon situation first, right? From looked like he was going to hold out of camp. Who knows what he was going to do the regular season, the whole deal. Until he all of a sudden he signs his franchise tag and
out of nowhere
makes a little more money. It looks like he could make a little more money out of it. And there he was today, running around, doing his thing. Something nobody really expected. But, Joe Shane and his agent from CAA, Ed Berry, kept working at it hard. They didn't just stop talks after the deadline. They kept working on a deal to get him in. And they got it done. Now, look, is Saquon happy about this deal? No, I think it's safe to say he's not going to be, he'll be playing this year, obviously, but probably not a happy camper. All right. We all know we wanted an extension. We wanted more money and all that. So, but Joe Shane got it done. And then obviously the next bombshell was I was on the way to the facility this morning, and then you just see Andrew Thomas getting his huge contract extension.
Monster deal.
Something that they would talk a little bit earlier on after the season, whatever it was. And then Andrew said today that it picked up after OTAs. They really started, negotiating pretty hard, and they got that done. And so Joe Shane and the Giants, John Mara and Tish, they're going to be spending a lot of money, boy. They spent a lot of money this whole season.
Yeah.
But Jones, Dex, Andrew kicks in next year, I believe, but and Saquon's tag and all that stuff, and then the free agent signings, a lot of money. But I tell you, Jerry, it went from Saquon, like we're all prepared to go in today, and obviously Dable and Shane they were up first.
Yeah.
And then obviously the players afterwards was, and everybody was expecting to hear about nothing but Saquon Barkley, right? What's going to happen now? You're expecting the whole lot, and it's amazing, man. It's just like a cloud is just lifted, and this from this organization, man, because it went from that to obviously Shane about it today and all that, but that's going to be it now, right? I mean, that's going to be it now. Saquon, he didn't speak today. He might speak tomorrow, so he'll get up there, and he'll give his answers, and you're happy, this and that, and he'll say what he has to say, and that'll be it. That's going to be it. And because he's signed, there's nothing else that's going to happen. He's going to be playing and all that. So it's not something you want kind of, just hovering around. Like I said, the whole I asked Daniel Jones about it today, and you can kind of see the relief in his face too a little bit. Like, we're happy he's here. Yeah. It's got to be a big relief, Jerry, to the players too, because they were going to be asked about it left and right. Especially Daniel. Daniel's like one of his best friends, and and all that stuff. So not they asked about it a little bit today. Obviously, people asked, I asked, all that stuff, and now it's going to be put to bed as soon as Saquon speaks to the media. After that, it'll be put to bed, and it's like I said yesterday on Twitter, it's all football now. It's all football.
When it first happened, Chris, I had to look because I swear I thought it was a burner account. I'm like, this can't be real. When it first came out yesterday, right. And then I had the check mark next to Rappaport, and I looked. I'm like, oh my God, this is 1 million followers, whatever he has. This is real. It was that out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. And then today with Thomas, it's just amazing, dude. We were talking about it last podcast, Chris. Like, if you're a kid coming out of high school, trained to be a left tackle, right? Trained to be a quarterback, trained to be an edge rusher, because it's 20 million a year, like 67 million guaranteed, I think, in Thomas's contract.
Yeah.
Or what, guys, trained to be a basketball player, because Brown for the Celtics got 300 million. Like, oh my God. And I'm thinking Barkley's like a premier player in his position, but it is what it is. It's the running back position. But you could sense even the videos that were going around on Twitter, at least, Chris, and then what you saw, just the mood at camp is just such a good one right now. Like that being done, and the Giants being back, and the comments when Dable came out, he's like a rock star, man. Like you could just
see what he left. You had to see what he left.
Right? Yeah.
They were all chanting. They started chanting Brian Dable. Like at the Ranger game or something.
Yeah,
like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he's up. He's in the middle of the field clapping, egging all the fans on, and he's like a rock star right now. He really is. Like you said, he's like a rock star. And that was the environment today, man. It was a pretty loud crowd. Big crowd, and it's great. Especially with when the Saquon deal got done, and then obviously like a little like cherry on the cake, right? The Andrew Thomas, man, a little topping, right? So here you go. Here's your cherry too, if you like cherries, and here's Andrew Thomas, So I mean, just a great feeling around this organization.
Because he's 24 years old. Like I don't know why it was what I thought there, but I saw that. I'm like, oh my God, he's a baby still.
He's a baby
coming into his prime.
Right. So he's going to be one of the top paid, I think second highest, whatever it is.
Most guaranteed, I think, but second
most
highest.
Guaranteed, I think second highest per year, whatever it is, something like that. And,
and deserving. No Giant fan was like, wow, you overpaid there. Everyone's like, thank God they got it done.
Yeah, you want that left tackle. And, he showed last year he is that left tackle. He was great last year and he was rewarded. Look at Jerry, they could have just let him play out his 5th-year option next year, right?
Yeah.
But wanted to get this guy locked up.
Yep.
They wanted this guy here until 2029. That's what these guys do, man. I mean, there's so many players locked up,
Yeah.
And you got to credit Shane. A lot of people wondered if he was going to do it before the season with Thomas, and then like I said, Thomas came out today and said that the negotiations heated up after OTAs.
Yeah.
Joe wanted this done before camp. Both sides wanted it done. Somebody asked a pretty good question today. Did you ever think about maybe not accepting anything, having a real good 5th year, and then making even more money?
Yeah, right.
And Andrew was just like, no, it was right for me and my family. I wanted to be here. The money was great. Obviously, the money's great, and the time was now, and I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So that was big, man. You look at the offensive line right now. You got one guy making the big money, right? Big money now. Next year, actually, next year making the big money.
Yep.
And then you got a rookie at right tackle. You got a rookie at center, So you got 2 guys on rookie deals. Andrew's playing this year basically on his rookie deal, whatever. Still on his rookie deal, and then money kicks in down the road next year and all that stuff. So, you got that offensive line. They're young. You got them on the contract. They're not making big bucks for 2 of the guys. I know Glowinski got that free agent deal.
Yeah.
And but
potentially 3 if Azudu wins the job.
Exactly. It could be 3 guys on rookie contracts.
Yeah.
So that's salary cap wise, it's important. It's nice. It's nice. So congratulations to Andrew. I told him after when he walked off the podium, I got him on the side and I was like, dude, well deserved, man. Congratulations. I mentioned this before on this podcast. I mentioned, me and Andrew were talking last year in the locker room. For people who don't remember or didn't actually hear me say this, me and Andrew were talking in his locker room last year, just, me and him on the side, and talking about his ankle, talking about his health, his injuries the first few years. And he told me, man, he was like, I was never really healthy, but that's no excuse. He said, no excuses. If I'm out there, I got to play.
If you're out there, right.
I got to play well,
Yeah.
And last year was really, Jerry, the first year he really felt pretty healthy, and I think we all saw the result of that, right? So big money for him.
Man. Yeah.
I think he's only behind Laramie Tunzel now of the Texans pay wise,
So that nucleus is signed. I mean, the next guy you have to think Xavier McKinney, right? He's like, all right, what am I getting, right? Because they didn't sign Love, and they we all knew what happened there with Rosenhaus, but he's the next one in line, right? And you'll probably lock him up based. And I don't know if they would do that sooner than later. I don't know how that works if they would wait to the end of the year, but
we'll see.
Yeah, look, we talked about it before, man. Gettleman did not do a lot of things well, right? Free agents were a disaster. Salary cap was out of control. Shane is getting it under control, but you got a lot of guys now with second contracts, right? We talked about this before. Dexter Lawrence, Andrew Thomas. You got to give him some credit, right? He was a good scout. Dave Gettleman could scout, and the guys he brought in are now getting second contracts. Daniel Jones, Barkley, even if it was a 1-year deal, but there's a lot of guys now. There's a nucleus here that you're building around. Slayton, right?
Lawrence.
Slayton's another one that counts. Yeah, O'Shane Zimenez, I guess, right?
Well, Leo over here.
Right. O'Shane Zimenez, sort of. So, he could scout. He brought these guys in. He drafted them. But dude, having Shane do all this, get everything under control.
It's tough.
As a fan, I could not be happier right now with what Joe Shane's doing, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, I woke up yesterday, saw that. I woke up yesterday like, what's the surprise tomorrow that Joe Shane's going to give all of us?
Yeah.
Something else?
You're waiting for like a McKinney news now, right?
Right. Is McKinney news dropping tomorrow? I don't know.
Right.
And then you hear about Waller in practice. Jones, what a practice.
Waller was literally uncoverable.
Yeah, tell me about it.
In the high red, he was literally uncoverable.
Yeah,
he really was.
It's ridiculous.
It's going to be insane with these guys. You could get a feel of what they want to do in the red zone. And I'm telling you right now, dude, Daniel Bellinger is going to be a big factor in the red zone too.
Okay.
Because what's going to happen, Jerry, is that you're going to be forced to double Waller a lot of times down in the red zone.
Right.
And they're going to forget about Bellinger. You're going to single up on Bellinger, and Bellinger's going to get his touches down here. Look, Waller's going to get his touches and he's going to get his touchdowns. Don't get me wrong. But Brian Dable and Mike Kafka are so smart. They're going to use Waller as a decoy a lot, and they're going to look for Bellinger. I can just see it already.
Can't wait.
I
cannot wait, Chris.
I could just see it already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will it be a situation too where Waller is heavily involved and all of a sudden Bellinger in the second half, that kind of thing, or like you just?
No, look, he's going to get the targets. I'm just saying about as far as down in that red zone area, which we saw today. It was basically in the red zone 7s and 11s drills. Mostly 7s today. It was a little 11s, but you could just see that at times, Waller is going to be used at decoy, and they're going to go to Bellinger, because, they're going to have to, defenses obviously have to pay attention to Waller because, Jerry, I mean, one-on-one matchup.
He's uncoverable, right?
A high red or even a low red or on a 20, 25, whatever it might be, right around the red zone area or in the red zone.
Yeah.
Jerry, just one-on-one matchup Waller is going to be, it's so difficult, bro. I mean, you see him today, McKinney on him and Bobby Okereke gave it a shot.
And these are good names. These are big names now, right? These are good. This isn't, our linebackers from the past or a pickup safety. I mean, this is McKinney and Okereke.
And his first touchdown of the day, I counted 3. I believe he wound up with 3 Waller, in the 7s drills and 11. But his first touchdown today, there was 2 guys hanging all over him.
Yeah.
And he caught it like this. Everybody could see me now, right? On YouTube. Everybody could see he went like this with his hands. He juggled it and came down with it. But 2 guys draped all over him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So point being is that, he could make contested catches too, Waller, as we've seen over the years with the Raiders, and it was just unfair at times, dude. I got to be honest with you. It was like watching Waller matched up one-on-one. It was just unfair. I mean, you just couldn't cover him. The Giants couldn't cover him.
So too fast for linebackers, too big for safeties kind of thing, pretty much?
Yeah, Jerry.
Or too fast for everybody.
Look, defenses like they've done in the past, going to have to match up corners on them, guys that are fast slots, whatever it might be, linebackers when they have fast, whoever might have a fast linebacker. But the thing, even with linebackers, Jerry, is that, even if you got a 6'4" guy who could run a little bit, he's 6'6", Waller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like he's a 6'3" tight end, 6'4". Okay, you're kind of matched up size-wise against so-and-so. So, he's 6'6".
Right.
Even that, a linebacker that's pretty big that can run, even that, he has the advantage.
Right. And
he goes up and gets it. And I think the fans today in the stands, it was just a buzz. Like, you could just hear people behind me saying, "Oh my God, Waller!" Something I've been talking about on the podcast. Wait till people see this dude up close. You know what I mean? And people today, I hear people behind me going, "Oh man, Waller! I can't believe how high he jumps. I can't believe how fast."
The one picture looked like he was in the sky. How high he was. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. So, he's a matchup nightmare for teams, which is on his resume. We all know that, but he's healthy this year and he's going to be the focal point of his offense. No question about it. And Daniel, really liked the way he was zipping the ball around today. I thought he looked really well. Really, really good. Throwing the ball, liked the way he looked.
Yeah.
Had a pretty sharp day. And a couple of nice catches. The offense definitely got the better of the defense today, but it's day one. It's just day one. But some nice catches. Saquon the kid Ford Wheaton had a nice catch in the back of the end zone.
How'd he look?
He had the one catch in the back of the end zone.
Okay. How fast is Jalen Hyatt, Chris?
He's pretty fast, man. He had a little toss sweep today that went for a touchdown. And look, he's going to be worked in slowly. I think he left today a little heat dehydration. He dehydrated a little bit today.
Okay.
He got to leave a little bit early, but he's all right. He's fine. But look, he's going to be worked in slowly, Jerry. You know, and I'm going to say this again. He's not a number 1 pick. He's a number 3 pick.
Yeah.
You know, and they have receivers. They're at Waller.
Yep.
And, you know, Hyatt is a guy that's going to be worked in during games. Don't get me wrong. He's going to get his reps, and he's going to be used in specific plays probably, you know.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a guy out there 50 snaps like Slayton, you know, whatever it might be. Isaiah Hodgins, by the way, had a great move today on the Kid Banks. But when he's in there, he's going to have to be accounted for because of his speed. Yeah. And you're going to see him with the little, you know, the toss sweeps. You're going to see him with the go routes. And that's the way he's going to be, you know, he's going to be worked in slowly, but he's going to get worked in. And by game 4 or 5, he'll be ready to roll and all that
Hate
stuff.
to use the word, but little gadget plays at first, you think, or no?
I think it'll be in the mix, but he's just not going to be a gadget guy.
No, right.
You know?
But at first, yeah.
But you have to look for that, like he did today, a little toss sweep and fun, you know, a little toss sweep, a little toss jet today that went for a touchdown. It would have been a touchdown, you know. Guys aren't fighting off blocks either, but, you know, just for training camp practice purposes, you know, he went for a touchdown. You know, and that's going to be part of the package with him. Yeah. But not like some guy's going to come in, okay, well, you're only going to look for a little, you know, like a option play, whatever the hell it might be. You know what I mean? Or jet sweep. You know, no, I mean, they're going to be using him in routes and all this stuff, but that's going to be part of it because he's so fast, Jerry. You want to get the ball in his hands too. Yeah. Because, you know, he's a type of guy, Jalen Hyatt, that if you do a little jet with him, a sweep, and that first guy misses, right? He could go 40 yards down the field, you know what I mean? In a flash, because he's so damn fast, you know? So
I was going to ask you, last year, you know, Wink Martindale threw everything at Daniel Jones, and it looked like a struggle early on, and you were reporting that every day.
That. Yeah.
Now, I know it's one practice, but do you think, like, why did Jones look so good? Is he just more comfortable in the offense, more weapons, or did Martindale dial it back? I'm just curious what your thoughts are there.
Yeah, there wasn't much. You know, it was 7 on 7s. You didn't see much blitzing and stuff like that today. Okay. But you know, Daniel knows where everybody's supposed to be. Yeah. He's comfortable in the offense. Yeah. You know. So yeah. Look, and look, Jerry. You know, he's got a guy down Waller, and you know, I've been saying this for weeks now. He's never had a guy like this.
Yeah. Right.
Never had a guy like this. You know, and he looked like he was enjoying himself today, Daniel, with Darren. I'll tell you that, man. Yeah. You know, he looked like Daniel was just, let's have some fun out there, you know, with Waller, you know, touchdown, you know. So yeah, he's never had a guy like this, man. It's just a major weapon. This guy's a major weapon, man, when healthy. So
yeah, I mean, I guess it's everything too, right? It's the contract. It's the second year in Kafka's offense. It's getting Waller. I mean, you know, he was, like you said, he was accurate, and I can't wait to see how this progresses. I think he can be a top 10, top 5 quarterback. I really do. I think if the line holds up, I'm saying it, and I'll say it, man. I think if the line holds up, you know, it's a feeling I have with the way this organization is headed. It's everything. It's the way everything's under control. It's Dable, the stability of a great or very good head coach, right? Coming back and same offense, same defense, and talk about we retained our offensive defensive coordinators and added weapons, and it's just a different feel right now, dude. Last year it was kind of like, we'll see what we got
know.
Here.
Yeah, sure, right? But we didn't know. Yeah,
you know. So
yeah. It's you know, we've talked about this before. You know, coming back with those 2 coordinators is huge.
Yeah,
it's huge, man.
Biggest acquisitions almost were the keeping your coordinators.
Right, that was huge.
As much as we love Waller and Okereke, it's like we kept our coordinators, you know, and very good ones, you know.
Exactly.
Good stability, and you went from I didn't mean to pick on him, but you went from Jason Garrett to Mike Kafka. Like that is you can't even quantify that.
Yeah, Kafka with that nice Kansas City influence a little bit, you know what I mean? Bringing some stuff over here, you know.
Right.
You know, Mike learned from one of the best to ever do it, you know, and that was big. That was big. You know, you see that influence, Kansas City influence. You saw it last year at times, and you're going to see it again this year. Yeah. You know. So yeah, look, a good first day for the offense. they'll probably put the pads on probably next week, Monday or something.
Yeah.
And when they go in 11s, when they go in the 11s with the pads, that's when you'll see more Wink dialing up stuff, and all that.
Yeah. Before we go on, Chris, we're just to take a break, guys. For those of you, we're going to try YouTube today. So hopefully this is on YouTube either today or tomorrow. So for those of you seeing this, there's no real break. It's just I'm taking a break. Guys, we'll be right back after this. Hang on 1 second. And we're back. Folks, you listen to the Giant Insider Podcast with Chris, Nobody Beats the Biz Ignano, and Jerry Foley. All right, dude, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We'll just
put on the pads and next week.
Put on the pads next week. Yeah, and that's when they start, getting a little more fit. But I tell you, not physical, but a little chippiness at times. Going at it a little bit. With the no pads on today, first day of practice, you guys out there anxious to get out there.
Yeah.
Anxious to move around a little bit, get some coverage. It was.
You went muted. Not sure why. I didn't mute you.
It was good to see.
There we go.
Trying to think of something else.
What? Anything else jump out at you? Like what else did you notice? Like, again, it's day one, but like, how'd Banks look? Banks, and again, I know the starting lineups are going to change, but Banks with the ones.
Yeah. Jason Pinnock was with the ones, not Bobby McCain. Yeah. Schmitz was with the twos. Daves went with Brennison at center and Izidu at left guard. I hope I'm saying that right. Izidu. I don't know. People are saying on Twitter. It sounds like this.
I think it's Izudu.
Izudu. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Izudu at left guard.
Yeah.
But things change all the time. Guys are in and out. Andrew Thomas, I think, is going to be a left tackle. I think that's one thing that we're pretty sure on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Look, one interesting competition. Darian Beavers was with the ones at first, and then McFadden jumped in next to Okereke. But one interesting camp battle is going to be who's going to play behind Saquon. Who's going to be Breida, Gray, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was talking with Brandon London. You're a former Giant, and he works for the Giants and all that stuff. And we were talking today. He goes, I'm really looking forward to this Eric Gray guy. I want to see if he could be that guy behind Saquon. But and I said, yeah. I said, well, Dable's going to really. Dable likes him a lot. So one thing is that he's got real good hands out of the backfield. And Brandon was like, I didn't know that. But whatever. I was like, oh yeah, and I was like a prophet, Jerry. No sooner like 10 seconds later, Gray made a nice catch in that backfield, and I was like, Brandon, you see what I mean?
I know what I'm talking about, Brandon.
and London, Brandon was like, that'll win your job. That'll wins jobs. That tough catch like that, because it was kind of it was maybe behind him a little bit.
Yeah.
And Gray made a nice grab. But that's going to be interesting. Breida, Gray, who gets Brightwell, who gets those snaps behind Saquon,
Yeah,
and obviously a guy.
I think Breida is the change of pace guy on third down. I think the bulk of the person who would get the most second most carries would be Gray. I would imagine, but who knows? But.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see how camp progresses. In preseason games and all that.
Yeah.
But look, Saquon was out there. Made a great catch today, back in the end zone. Real nice catch from Daniel.
Yeah, saw that.
Looked like he was loose. Looked like he was having some fun. It is what it is, Jerry. Like Saquon said, it is what it is. Now, look, Joe Shane could have just told his agent and told Saquon, "You're getting the franchise tag, and that's it."
Yeah.
Either sign it or you're going to hold out. Whatever you're going to do, but there's just too much respect here. There's too much respect with this organization and Saquon Barkley. Well, Chris, come on, he didn't get the money he wanted. So, look, this is the running back position. You could argue both sides of this. Oh, shame, they should have paid Saquon more. He's a face, this and that. Okay, whatever. You can say that, and I'm not going to argue that.
Right.
But at the same time, there's just too much respect and too much, I hate to say love, but I'm going to say they love Saquon.
Yeah, right.
So he is the,
I'm sure Mara loves him.
Oh, he absolutely loves him.
Right.
And they just wanted to put a little more thing, to try to get him in. Look, we're going to, let's get this incentive out there. Let's get this signing bonus up front. He makes this money up front really quick.
Yeah.
And all that. We're going to try to do a little bit more than just a 10.1. Hey, sign the tag or else.
Right.
They could have did that.
Yeah.
I think the last guy to get, Jerry, a franchise tag, a little bit of a like a sweeter pot, you could say, a little bonus, was Edgerrin James
Yeah,
back in 05.
2005. That's crazy.
So what I'm saying is that, this isn't something that's done all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So they tag him. That was their option. CBA, players certified the CBA contract. And all, this is what they negotiated.
Yeah.
And I get it. There's arguments on both sides. I understand that fully. But the Giants, okay, let's get this guy's money up. Let's get him in here. Like Joe reached out to his agent, said, what can we do? Let's get him in here,
Right.
All right, well, you know what? Let's try to do this, Joe. And you saw what happened. Some playoff bonus if he makes this. They gave him a little guarantee money up front quick where he got that fast. He's going to get that fast. And Saquon agreed to it. Like I said, Jerry, there was no way Saquon was holding out for the regular season. Now, I did think he was going to hold out of camp for a while.
Yeah.
But there was no way he was holding out. But when I say things like as far as Saquon or somebody else, I'm not just saying Adam, you know what?
Yeah, right.
When I say Saquon, it absolutely murders him to miss a practice, that it kills him to miss an OTA practice. He just loves it. So he must have sat down with his agent and said, listen, it is what it is. Try to do a little bit here, and there he did. And Saquon says, well, you know what? I think we could do special things here. I'm going to get my butt in. I'm going to get my butt in. I'm going to sign it because I'm signing anyway. I'm not missing the regular season. And that's why, that's why I was saying that. Like, I put it on Twitter the other day, and Carl Banks was talking about it on his podcast with Bob Papa.
Yeah.
And basically that's what I was saying too. It's like, there's just no point, Jerry. You're not sending a message to the Giants because you're playing on the tag.
Right.
You can't make $15 million out of nowhere.
Right.
You can't negotiate a long-term deal. So, if you were going to sit out for all the camp, you're only hurting the team. And I understand this was his option. Don't get me wrong, but it is what it is. You weren't getting more money. There would be no point, Jerry, of doing that.
Right.
None.
Right.
Because unless you're planning on holding out regular season games, which I don't, like I said, no way Saquon was doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess cooler heads prevailed after the deadline, and Saquon decided to do this. So,
and everyone wins here, right? Saquon got a little more money. Shane got a deal that he's obviously very comfortable with. Giant fans get their guy. It's just I don't think there would be hard feelings. I don't know, but you saw Saquon today, right? Like he was playing well on the field, and I guess you'll talk to him tomorrow probably.
I think he might come out tomorrow. Yeah,
okay.
He might.
Yeah.
He might call. Jerry, I'm just gonna disagree with one thing. I don't think Saquon looks at it as a win.
Okay, but do you think there's hard feelings though? Maybe. Okay.
I think Saquon's going to play, and he's not going to dog it. We all know that. He's going to play his butt off. He was playing his butt off today in practice, right? But Jerry, do you think that Saquon is happy now? This is not the contract he wanted, dude.
Yeah, right.
He wanted more.
Right.
So it's a win for Joe Shane and the Giants organization, no question about it. But I don't think if you had Barkley on his podcast right now, and I invited him, but if you had Barkley on his podcast right now, I don't think he would say, oh, no, it was a win for me too, because he wanted more money, Jerry. And is there a little bitterness, Jerry? A little animosity? I'm sure of it. Now, I'm not saying this for fact. I'm not saying like I talked to someone on the side, he told me that. Yeah. But I'm telling you, you could just trust me. I'm pretty sure Saquon's not a happy camper. He wanted more.
It's
funny. What he had to do under the CBA, he got his butt in and all that.
Back in the day, when running backs get 1,000 yards, they'd buy their linemen, whatever, flat screen TVs, Louis Vuitton luggage. I think Curtis Martin bought them once. If Saquon gets, 1,000 yards this year, his lineman should turn around and pay him or get him a gift, just because they're, a lot of the linemen are going to be making more money eventually. It's just a higher paying position. So, it's just funny, that dynamic now. And he got towards the top of what he could get as a running back. It is, like you said, it is what it is. I don't know.
Well, look, Jerry, and it had to be a little bit of a stinger today to Saquon when on the same day reports Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, right.
But it is what it is in this league. Left tackles, quarterbacks, wide receivers now, and now defensive linemen, of course, edge guys. Right. Defensive line, they're going to get big bucks.
Kayvon Thibodeau in 4 years is going to get a monster contract if he works out, dude. And Andrew Thomas, it's the blind side. Who do you thank for that? God and Lawrence Taylor. That's why Andrew Thomas got the contract. It's
sure. When you get your left tackle, you lock him up.
Protect your quarterback.
That's what the Texans did with Tunzel. That's what the Buccaneers with Wirfs. When you get your stud guy, Wirfs is right tackle, but I think he's might be playing left. But when you get your stud tackle, you're locking him up, bro.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose them, because they don't grow on trees. I'm talking about stud left tackle, not just serviceable left tackle.
Right.
I'm talking about stud left tackles.
Right.
They don't grow on trees, and the Giants feel they have one of the best. Hey, he played like one of our top 3 tackle last year. He played like a top 3 offensive tackle and a left tackle, blindside tackle on top of that.
Right.
You got to remember Tristan over there in Tampa Bay. He's a great tackle, but he was a right tackle. He's not even a blindside tackle.
Yep.
So that blindside tackle is even bigger, man, when you get that guy.
Sure.
And he was a top 3 guy this year, Andrew. Top 3 tackle this year in the NFL, man.
Absolutely.
And Joe locked him up. So
smart move. So what was it like being back there, seeing all the a lot of Twitter followers too? No.
Yeah. I saw some. I saw New York Revival guys. I saw a few other people. It's good to see. It was a crowd. It was a lot of people there, man. A lot of people.
Yeah.
It was good to see a lot of people excited, bro. A lot of people excited.
What was Dable do anything worth mentioning? Like, was he demonstrative? Was he yelling, or just first day of practice, just kind of easing into it?
Oh no, he doesn't ease into anything. That guy, he yelling at times, moving along. I just thought it was great with the fans when he left with the clapping, pointing at the fans, clapping. People chanting his name and the whole deal. So like you said earlier, Dave's like, he's got the glasses on. Dave's, his head's all tanned up a little bit now for the golf course.
Surprised he didn't come out with like a cigar in his mouth.
No.
Or like he was finishing it and just flicked it as he walked onto the field.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no. I see Dave smoke all the cigars away, though. Never on the field. I saw him in the parking lot and all that. He likes to get those cigars, but no, not on the field. But I'm waiting for that would be funny if he ever did do that, though. Yeah. I like light one up in front of everybody at the end of a practice, something like that. I can see Dave's doing that.
Yeah.
But like you said, Jerry, Dave's got the look, he's got the glasses, and and he's right now he's rock star status. We all know how quickly that could change in New York area, but right now he is rock star status. And he's coach of the year, bro. Right, coach of the year.
Coach of the year.
And Jerry, you look at this conference, man, and there's no reason why this team can't get back in the playoffs. None.
Yeah, that's the expectation. Just get back. No one's thinking division. They're thinking just get back to the playoffs. Try to overtake Dallas this year. I think that's the goal. I mean, the goal is obviously always the Super Bowl, but realistic goal is to overtake the Cowboys. That's what I think. That would be my goal.
And they're going to get a crack at that right out of the gate.
Yep.
Right out of the gate, So, I was talking with a few people say, well, look at the NFC. It's like, man, there's no reason why the Giants, if the Eagles play really well, they win at the, which is a lot of people are predicting, including myself right now. And,
yeah, sure.
But there's no reason why the Giants can't be a wild card again. The NFC is not stacked, like the AFC is,
No, it's not.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't even know why we're even playing this season. I mean, I think they should just put the Lombardi Trophy up in Florham Park.
There it is. I knew it.
Florham Park, to the Jets. I don't even know why we're even playing this season. I really don't. So,
I mean, it's a foregone conclusion.
We should just pack it in and just say, okay, we'll see everybody in 2024. And we just crowned the Jets Super Bowl champions, So
knew exactly where that was going. It's the same way.
Myself. No, I can't help myself. It's so ridiculous. Listen, oh my God, reading this stuff. It's just insane when Jets will, but they're excited. I get it. But we'll see you in January, Actually, we'll see them in November, Jerry? October, right?
It's October 29th, I think. Yeah, because the next 1:00 home game is the 22nd against the Commanders, and then the 29th is the Jets.
Is that the Jets?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. October, right? In October. So, but hey, I kind of like it in a way, dude. Usually, the Giants are the focus, right? Football world, right?
Love when the Jets are the focus. Love it.
But all the focus, the cameras, Hard Knocks, everything is going to be over there in Florham Park.
Go ahead.
Right, Aaron Rodgers today, he took a 2-year deal. Rodgers, he's taking way less money, and it looks like he's going to play 2 years over here with the Jets until some spirit tells him, no, only 1 year, Mr. Rodgers. Okay,
right. Right.
You never know what he's going to do after the season, Rodgers. Please, okay.
Yeah.
So, but look, the pressure's on all those guys in Jets world, man. And the focus is off the Giants a little bit. Now, look, the focus has been on because of Saquon, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of media, a lot of focus, NFL never, what are the Giants going to do with Saquon? Is he going to hold out? But that's gone now. Right now, Saquon's in. Everybody's in. Now,
look, the focus was on the Jets in 2010 and 2011, right? When Rex Ryan came to town. I loved it.
yeah,
Let's fly under the radar. Please, thank you, Jets.
yeah.
Much rather have it that way. I'm sure the Maras would rather have it that way too.
Yes, they do. Yes. If I remember right, I think the Giants won a Super Bowl in 2011.
Exactly. There it is.
So,
yes. Victor Cruz.
So, hey, listen, the pressure's on over there. The focus is going to be over there. All the media, a lot of the media is going to be over there watching Rodgers throw a little flat pass, and everybody's saying, "Oh my God, look at that pass in a flat to Michael Carter! Oh, I didn't know Rodgers could do that! Oh my God, incredible!" So
yeah,
all that stuff. So, hey, good luck to them, but the pressure's on them.
Speaking of the Jets, I'm going to ask you a question. You don't usually care about this stuff, but I'm going to ask it anyway. The Jets are going back to their retro uniforms for a couple games. I actually think they're nice. I was going down. I couldn't come up with one uniform change from the 80s to now that has gotten better. Not a single team in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, none of them. Not one.
Yeah,
the Broncos being the worst, probably.
The what?
The Broncos being the worst change.
Yeah.
Even when they came out, you were like, what the hell are they doing? They looked unfinished.
You're right, bro. It never really gets better.
It never does. It's every time they go retro, it's like, oh, I love those uniforms. Every time. Just go back.
Just go back to them, right?
Because you know what? The NFL knows that they're going to do the reverse retro games. You're going to buy 3 jerseys now. You're going to have home away and the reverse retro. If you go back, there's no reason to buy the other ones now. So,
yeah.
But whatever.
Anyway, it's all money, Jerry. You know that.
It's not an important question, but I was just thinking about it. Like, I couldn't think of one. I mean, every single time a team comes out, Seahawks, Oilers, or Titans they're wearing the Oilers uniforms. Like, every one of them was like, oh my God, those are beautiful.
Right?
Me
too.
one.
I look at them and go, oh, look at the Oilers uniforms. They're great.
Yeah. Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Before we take a break in questions, anything else you want to talk about from camp today? Anything else that jumped out at you? I know it's one day, but look, everybody's excited. So even if you said like, oh my God, the way Barkley was drinking his water, he just had a look in his eyes today, man. He was thirsty, but he wasn't that thirsty.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hey, look, I like the kid Greg.
Yeah.
The kid Javarius Owens went down. He got banged up a little bit. He got back up. He was all right. The other kid, Hyde, like I said, got dehydrated a little bit.
You know what? Yeah. I almost missed this. There were a couple cuts too. Couple cuts and pup as well. We should talk about that too. The Ellison Smith, that's gone. It's over. The Ellison Smith era. The dream of Ellison. Yeah. I'm not really shocked, but I guess I was a little surprised at some of the pup moves. I am surprised Sterling Shepard was put on pup just because I thought he was going to make the team or not, and then he went to pup, which is probably why they signed Cole Beasley. We should talk about that too a little. Signing Cole Beasley and Aaron Robinson on pup. Like, what is he doing? And not to be, like.
Well, they're still not back for the injuries, Jerry.
No, I know, but like Aaron Robinson, like that was a surprise to me. Like, he's still not back from. Okay, I don't know. I was a little surprised by that one. That's all. So.
No, I mean, look, Jerry. He could be activated tomorrow.
Okay.
Like Shep. I mean, I don't expect Shep to be on the pup list long. I really don't.
Oh, okay. All right. So they're not going to be on for an extended period of time then.
I wouldn't expect Shep or Aaron Robinson. Or there was one other, I think McKethan might be another one.
Yeah, McKethan was another one. Yeah.
I don't expect those guys to be on long.
Okay.
There's a lot of guys around the league that go on the pup list, and then a week later they're activated.
All right.
Like Shep, Wandale's a guy I don't expect.
Right. No, we talked about that November injury. Absolutely. Take your time.
I don't expect. I think you look at September to see where he's at. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Shep, like I reported, I don't expect Shep to be on the pup long.
Okay.
I don't expect Aaron Robinson to be on the pup long.
Right.
Now, I'm not quite sure Aaron Robinson is going to be on his team, Jerry.
Right.
Right. 53.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
McKethan, that'd be a third and a fourth. I'm saying that would be a third and a fourth rounder cut.
Jerry, I got to be honest with you, dude. I thought maybe Beavers was going to start on a pump. And no, he was a full go. So that's great news.
Yeah.
That's great news because he's coming off a serious injury.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was glad to see him not go on the pup list at the beginning of camp.
Davidson was the other one. That was kind of expected.
Yeah.
Too.
DJ is another kid I expect to see pretty soon.
Okay.
It's just guys that are not quite there yet. That should be soon. So you put him on the pup. And McKethan, like I said, I saw him working on the side. I don't think he's very long for the pup either. I could be wrong with that, but he doesn't look like he's very long.
Okay. All right.
For the pup list, So Jerry, for the guys that are on the pup list, The one guy who I do not expect is, now I could be wrong in this. I'm not fully, I got to look at him doing camp, see what he's doing on his side.
Yeah.
But the one guy I don't expect before the end of camp is Wandell. Wandell.
Right.
But I said that with Shep last year.
Yeah.
And then I started watching. I'm like, oh, he's coming back. You know what I mean? So let's see how it plays out. It's not even August yet.
All right.
Let's see how it plays out with Wandell Robinson too.
What'd you think of the signing of Cole Beasley?
You look good today, bro.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, somebody told me today, hey, this is just like, let's get another guy in a roster competition types. They think the beginning of the year, Cole Beasley's going to be a factor.
Oh, if Cole Beasley could score a touchdown against Dallas that opening night, man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, Brian Dable.
Or just get a first down, something.
Yeah, and I tell you, man, watching him today against Donnie. Hold on, let me go to my notes here, Jerry. Hold on.
Oh, nice.
I think it was Donnie Holmes. Beasley beat, I think it was Holmes. Holmes, yes. Sorry, I got to go to my notes there. So, and watching Beasley today, that slot still had some moves going on. Still had some moves going on. And Brian Dable loves him.
Yeah,
loves Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
And Jerry, when they signed him, I said, all right, another roster guy in there, another slot guy. Let's see. They throw him in there. Let's get some more competition. Let's see if he could. And then I'm hearing today, it's like, well, don't think it's just like, okay, let's get some more competition out there. No, Dable's looking at Beasley like this guy's a veteran. This guy's going to help us. He's going to be part of this. So, Beasley's a guy that there's a very good chance of making his 53, dude.
Good.
And not only that, being a little bit of a factor at the beginning of this season in this offense.
Well, he's a guy that he's going to run every route correctly, and he's going to be a guy. I think he's just going to be very reliable for Jones at the very least, right? He'd be a very reliable guy. He's got good hands, and he's going to know the offense. So,
he knows the offense.
Right.
You can see it already.
Right.
And Jerry, he's a guy that moves the sticks.
Yeah. Yep.
3rd and 5, 3rd and 6.
So annoying when he was with Dallas, dude. He was such an annoying player.
So he's a guy that moves the sticks, Jerry.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go to let's get a 3rd and 5 play. But, Beasley in that slot, get him matched up one-on-one.
Yeah.
6-yard reception.
Yep.
3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, a 7-yard reception.
Right.
That's the way they're looking at Beasley. Guy moves the sticks. He moves this. And, last year we saw so many drives like that, right? Jerry, 6 first downs on a drive. So, not a big play offense. Now, that should change a lot this year, big play wise. They're going to look to get Daniel more downfield, not just those 6-yard average catch and reception, not getting out of his hands. They're going to be looking to strike more downfield, right? They have the weapons, they have the speed.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is you still got to move the sticks, right? Because when it's 3rd and 5 and you're throwing a 25-yard pass, the completion percentage goes way down, right?
Yeah.
And then when you have a guy like Beasley, he knows how to get open, knows how to move the stick. And he does.
Yeah.
Does he still have anything left in the legs? Well, we'll see, man. But watching him today, didn't look like some old tomato out there running around just for 1 of the 90 on the roster that ain't going to be here in September. You know what I mean? I'll tell you that right now. So we'll see.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to take another break. Be right back after this. Hang on one second. And we're back, folks. You're listening to the Giant Insider Podcast with Chris, Nobody Beats the Biz, Bizignano, and Jerry Foley. Anything else before I get the questions, dude?
No, that's it. We're back at it next few days, training camp next week. Pads will be on next week, and things are heating up. The weather's supposed to be really heating up the next few days. That's what training camp's all about, right?
Friday, Saturday, man. It's supposed to be real hot.
I think tomorrow's supposed to be like 94 too or something.
Is it really? Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I think so. But it's 10 o'clock practice, so by the time it really boils up, we'll be the hell out of there. Before we become skirt steaks, on the sidelines, we should be out of there. So.
And then I think Saturday is nighttime, right? Saturday night practice?
Friday night is nighttime.
Friday, okay.
Saturday they were off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. There you go. All right, dude. We'll go to the first one here. First one up. Rich Redmond, after seeing Barkley and Thomas signing, what was your happy ritual? Was it a dance? I bet it was a dance. Total fist pumps, buddy. Total fist pumps, Rich. Just elation. I was with a friend today when Thomas was signed, high-fived, and we're with non-Giant fans who are just looking at us like, okay, enough. I'm like, yeah, you don't even know who Andrew Thomas is, dude. You know how big this is. So yeah, just high fives and fist pumps, bud. No dancing. Dancing is when you beat Philly. That's when you dance.
We haven't danced in a while.
I know. We have to start dancing again, baby. All right. The Fan, great podcast. Love every second of your coverage. Now that Thomas is signed, Barkley's back in the fold. What's the next move by our brilliant GM? My hope would be adding a linebacker to the core, but we need Nostradamus, a.k.a. Biz's input. Be well, and thanks for all you do. What's the next move he does, Chris?
I think he'll be looking for that veteran linebacker. Yeah. I do.
Yep. Here's a good one. Godfather of Brooklyn. Hey, Jerry and Chris, what are your guys' top 5 football movies of all time? Here are mine in order. 1, Remember the Titans. 2, Rudy. 3, Friday Night Lights. 4, Any Given Sunday. 5, The Program. Then he gives honorable mentions to Brian's song, Longest Yard, The Express, Waterboy, and We Are Marshall. For me, it's Rudy, 1.
Yeah, Rudy, yeah.
And I would put Brian's song up at 2. I wouldn't give that an honorable mention. Brian's song is it's older, but it's a great movie. But I'll tell you what.
A tearjerker.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, dude. You know what was in the tearjerker? Friday Night Lights when Miles blows out his knee and realizes he can't play anymore, and he cries in the car to his uncle.
Mm.
So, that's hard to watch, man.
You know what's funny, Jerry? I wasn't a big fan of the movie.
Me neither. Right,
but the series I absolutely loved.
Right.
Absolutely loved the series.
Right.
You know,
right.
I wasn't a big fan of the movie.
The movie was a little over the top, but the part where Miles blows out his knee and he cries in the car, realizing that it's all over. I'm like, oh my God, so hard to watch.
You know, what's funny, Jerry? Like, unlike baseball, which has about 3 or 4 classic movies, right? Football doesn't have really classic.
You know why, dude? I'll tell you why. Because it's always unrealistic. The hits are over the top. Guys flipping in the air all the time. The action on the field, other than Rudy, the action on the field usually stinks when I watch it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you're right. It's like Hollywood just can't get that down.
Right. The Program, I think, is so over the top. And like, oh, come on.
Yeah. But Rudy, Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean,
even though it was like total complete fiction, basically most of it. But
a lot of it.
Even Joe Montana says, "No, we never carry some guy."
And
something like that. But anyway, no, it was a great story. It's Notre Dame.
But I'll say, if you don't cry when he gets the sack at the end, you're not human. I mean, come on. And when he gets the sack when they play that movie's a lot. It's on often on the Wednesday or before Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving. I don't know. It's just the feel in the air when he gets that sack, man. Oh my God, love it. Well, you kind of answered this already, Chris. Who has a better chance to make the roster, Darnay Holmes or Cole Beasley? Keep up the great work, fellas. Cole Beasley.
Holmes was with the 1s today, and Holmes and Flott came in with the 2s, and we'll see, man. We'll see if Holmes has a strong camp. Yeah. I know I put him out there as a guy who could be in trouble, but we'll see. He was running around out there today with the 1s. I'm not a big Darnay Holmes fan, me personally. I want to see Flott get in there.
Same here. I've seen. It's almost like with Holmes. Like I've seen enough. Let me see what Flott has, kind of thing. I've seen enough with Holmes.
Yeah, what we've definitely seen enough of, Jerry, is those yellow handkerchiefs.
Yeah, penalties. Absolutely.
In the secondary on a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done looking at
that. I'm kind of done with that.
Yeah, I mean, the Washington game, they could have called that at the end of the game. I remember.
Jerry, should have been called.
He mugged him.
He mugged him. Should have been called. Guys go to jail for that. So actually, no more in New York, I don't think. But anyway, guys used to go to jail for that.
No, they don't. No. Funny. Alex at _Amart21. Oh, you'll love this guy, Chris. As a Sox and Giants fan, living in Bush.
There you go. There's another part.
Oh, here's another part. Living in Bushwick.
Wow.
I've always loved this podcast. And then he goes, and Jerry too. Do you think?
Other words, Chris is the Red Sox fan, and you too.
Right, yeah, too, Jerry. You're cool. Yeah, fine. Do you think the Red Sox finish ahead of the Skankies by the end of the year? He wrote it as Skankies. I do. Also, do you expect to see Waller in the backfield with Saquon this season? That would be cool.
Yeah, look for stuff like that. Look for those wrinkles.
What's about the first question, though, Chris? Do you think the Sox finish ahead of the Yankees?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Wow. All right.
I guess you don't.
I
think the Sox will finish ahead? Well, I hope so. I hope you're right, Jerry.
I mean, you I don't want to go into a baseball rant. Like, I'm again, guys. For me, it's Giants, Rangers, Yankees. But I keep an eye on the Yankees. I don't understand why Aaron Boone is still the manager. Like, it's baffling.
Just because he blows great bubbles in the dugout. Bro.
I guess
you can't get rid of a guy like that.
My God. Here we go from Nick at Nikolai Lorenz. What's more likely? Giants having a top 10 offense or a top 5 defense or both? Greetings from Germany. Love the pod. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for chiming in from Germany. What do you think, Chris? Giants having a top 5 offense or a top 5 defense or both? Not both.
I'm not going to go with both.
Right.
A top 5 defense or a top 10 offense?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good question. I'm not going to go top 5 defense. So, if anything, I'll go with the top 10 offense, which I don't know if they're going to get up to the top 10 either. But if I had to pick one, I would go with that.
I agree with my statement before that.
Let's not forget, Jerry, we can't forget they were 27th, I think, in the league in defense last year.
Yeah, right.
That'd be quite a jump up the top 5. And
yeah,
so if anything, I know the offense was in the 20s too, but if anything, I have to go with the offense in that
one. Let's see. From Big Blue Train, I have a different question. The coach's bodyguard, the real big guy, I think his name was Mike. I don't see him anymore. I see a short, skinny guy with Dable. Did Mike Murphy retire? Do you know? Any idea?
No, Mike's still around.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still around.
Josh Stanton, Jerry, Jerry. Which scenario is most likely to happen? 1, the G-men dominate the Cowboys week 1 behind 4 total touchdowns from Daniel Jones. Aziz and Tibbs dominate week 1, each have 2 sacks. Or 3, the Mets go on an incredible run, sneak into the I'm laughing. Sneak into the playoffs and win the World Series. Hashtag best spot in Giants Nation. Oh, that last one was genius.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. So we'll go with the Giants one, yeah.
I'll go with
baseball. A lot of baseball talk here.
I'll go with the G-men dominate week 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, definitely. Over the Mets making a World Series.
But he split them up into 2. I should have said that. He split up. So it was 4 touchdowns from Jones or Aziz and Tibbs get 2 sacks each.
Oh, okay. I'll go with the Jones. I don't know about the 2 sacks each. I'll go with the Jones over.
Me too. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm in. Speaking of the Mets, again, sorry guys. Whenever I meet like a Jets, Mets, Rangers fan, I ask them, like, from a sports perspective, how do you wake up in the morning? Like, it's just because the Rangers, just as much as I love the Rangers, it's so disappointing. The Jets haven't won in forever. The Mets, every year, everybody gets their hopes up and they just come crashing down. It's got to be the worst trifecta of teams to root for. And I say that as a Ranger fan, like, it's got to be tough, man. Oh my God. Jets, Mets, Rangers. Oh my God.
I noticed a lot of the baseball slipping into these questions.
And they're not good. The New York baseball is terrible this year.
Yeah, a lot of baseball in this mixed in with these Giants questions. I like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of frustration out there.
Yeah.
That's what it is, Mets and Yankees.
So they're getting it out on any podcast, whether it's football, basketball, soccer.
Watch this. I know Chris will go off on somebody. Yankees or Mets, so let me get my frustrations out. Get it, Chris, go off.
Or he'll just say, Red Sox suck, and they'll just have you go off. Like, okay. Let's see. Well, I kind of asked that question already. Here we go. From Joseph Freer. He's got 2 good questions. Making the trek to Giants practice from Hartford, Connecticut on August 5th. Is it worth it to get there early for tailgating? Second question. If you get one interview with either Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, or John Bonham, if he was alive, obviously, who do you choose?
I was going to say the Bonham one might be hard.
Hey guys, why'd you leave out John Paul Jones? Everybody leaves out John Paul Jones, man. Come on.
Poor JPJ. Always left out.
Always. So the first one, is it worth tailgating?
I don't see people tailgating. No, usually people are waiting online for a while to get in.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's not like it's people out there tailgating. So I don't, I don't see it. I don't think that's worth tailgating. But that's your choice. If you want to get there really early and cook it up, yeah. But what was the other question?
Who would you interview out of? We'll throw in John Paul Jones too, just for the hell of it. But out of the members of Led Zeppelin,
this guy's changing around this guy's question. All right. Who would I interview?
Yeah.
Oh, it would have to be Robert. Yeah, Plant.
Robert Plant.
I would have to be Robert Plant. Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with Jimmy Page. That's interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just such an interesting guy. There's so many stories about him. I feel there's a million questions I would have for Jimmy Page.
You would?
Oh my God.
Well, what would be your?
The black magic stuff. I'd have to ask. Like, why did you move into Aleister Crowley's house? Like, what were you? How many drugs were you on for that move?
Well, that was part of it, bro.
Oh my God.
Heroin was a big part of his life. So.
And why didn't you? Here's one. Guys, why didn't you call John Paul Jones when you got together a few years back? Like, did you just get pissed off at him? Because John Paul Jones gets left out, man. He's a talented guy.
No, he John Paul Jones really wasn't interested anymore in that stuff. So I know they reached out to him years ago about, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that." So he's one of those. He's pretty of a loner.
Yeah.
Uncle Joe's always a kind of a loner. But like you said, unfortunately, nobody really talks about him.
No, I know he's the forgotten guy. I guess because he played bass, but he played everything.
Well,
Guy
he
could
played
do anything.
organ. He played everything. Yeah. So.
Yeah. GPO Giants. How was Joe Shane so good at his job? I know, man. That is a great question because it's so he's so great. This guy's he's as popular as Dable right now. I mean, the job he's done, it's unbelievable. I always like what you said about him. Don't mistake kindness for weakness. I keep thinking about that with all these negotiations, but he's doing the right thing. So,
yep. Like I said, Jerry, with these contracts and stuff, he did a lot of them up in Buffalo. It wasn't just Brandon Beane. Beane did the big guys, the big names, and a lot of them. He did most of them. Don't get me wrong, but Joe's got experience with that stuff, and obviously he was next to Beane for years. He knows how to play the game. Of course, when you get in a hot seat, then you really see what you're made of. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah. Definitely not a cop. This guy's name is. For the love of God, skip over the Saquon questions. We did, buddy. We did. Robert Ford. Schoen has locked up a lot of Gettleman stars, but who would be your way too early prediction to be the first Shane draft pick to sign an extension? I'm going with Bellinger. I think it would be Thibodeau or Neal. I think it's going to be one of those two. Yeah, it's pretty safe to say. All right, we'll go a couple more. Mike Aquilino chiming in. Justin Tuck was a defensive end that could be moved inside in passing situations. With added quality defensive tackle depth, can you see LW playing a similar role, Leonard Williams playing a similar role, that is moving outside in passing situations when Wink needs a different look? Mike Aquilino.
Yeah. Well, he's done that. He's played the 5 technique before.
Yeah.
Leonard Williams.
Yeah.
So, Dex was more on the inside last year. Wink put him, and Andre Patterson put him basically in that zero tech over the center and maybe at 3 at times. But no, Leo's played 5 before,
Yeah. Yep.
So that won't be anything new to him. He has done that before, but they play, these guys, they move all around with Wink, man. So they move all around.
We kind of talked about this before, but I think it's worth reminding everyone. Hunt for 5 asks, how different is this culture around the building after Shane makes a football move compared to what Gettleman does? Like, is it just, can you feel that, Chris? Like just the feeling around the building all the time?
As far as
he said, like when he
Gettleman or something.
Well, like when he signs Andrew Thomas, like is it a palpable feeling? Like, oh my God, look, he's taking care of his own kind of thing. Like, everyone. Yeah. Is it that kind of feel?
Yeah, it's a feel of, hey, this GM knows the foundation of this team, and he's getting it done.
Yeah, he follows. He's
not fooling around getting it done. He's getting it done.
He followed up with, I envision everyone cringing every time Gettleman made a ridiculous signing or an arrogant comment to the media. #buffoon crew. Yeah.
Well, look.
What do you say to Kim Jones? Okay, darling.
Yeah, look.
Rome wasn't built in a day, darling.
Dave was a different guy than Joe Shane.
Yeah.
But Joe Shane, as you saw today, if you're watching the press today, he's when he's had enough of questions, he won't answer anymore. He was just like, oh, we got into that. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But look, they're 2 different personalities. Dave's had his own outgoing personality. He can become across as very arrogant at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Joe never comes across as arrogant.
Right.
Never.
Right.
He just, you can see at times he might get just a bit of like after he's had enough of those questions that he'll just like kind of like, okay, we answered that,
Yeah. Yeah.
And Dable doesn't give you much. But let's just say Dable is pretty funny when certain people ask questions, and Dable kind of gives a look.
Maybe
who it is, but there's a few people that when they ask a question, Dable just gives that look and short answer, and he could be Dable. Let me tell you something, Jerry. Dable's a freaking blast. He's a guy, Jerry, you just love to hang out with, man. He's a guy that just he'll make you laugh all night.
Yeah,
he's quite a character. and that media persona that he, when he answers questions is not Brian Dable at all.
Okay, yeah.
Like he just, but he's very like, he's not going to give you much of the media, and he's gonna. But Brian Dable away from that microphone is a freaking blast.
Tell me if I'm wrong. He's got a Parcells quality that if he loses, I guess it's like that with any coach, but with Parcells, when he would lose, I would be scared as someone in the media going to talk to him. Like I have to make sure every question's on point. Is Dable that way too?
No.
No.
Look, he's very emotional.
Yeah.
And last year, maybe once or twice, you could see he was real close to getting nasty, real close to giving But Parcells, you remember Jerry Parcells used to come out with the arrogance. What kind of question is that? Parcells,
right.
Like Dave's won't do that.
Yeah.
Yet. I mean, Dave's won't do that. He keeps it pretty even keel with the media as far as answers. Like, look, after a loss, and if you ask some questions that he thinks is kind of stupid, he comes close. You can see. But then he catches himself. He doesn't want to do that. He's not.
Doesn't want to make anyone look bad.
Parcells took pride in that. I mean, Parcells. Yeah. I remember one time he's like, he called the media communist. He was like,
that's why you're a bunch of commies. He said subversive from from within.
Yeah. Remember, he was like, that's why you guys are commies. Like Dable's not going to do that. There was only one Parcells. Belichick. It was his own. Belichick just gives you, if he thinks something stupid, he'll just give you a wisecrack answer. But Dable's not like that.
Yeah.
But. I said this to Dave once. It's pretty funny, man. I was like, a lot of people accuse me of this, right, Jerry? Like, you'll say something to me, and I'll give you a look. I don't even know I'm doing it, right? And my wife say something to my friends. I'll be like, dude, you should have seen the look you just gave that dude.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even realize it, right? I don't realize. I'm like, maybe I give a look. Like, look at this jackass. You know what I mean? And I'll look at you like, yeah, okay, guy. And I won't say it. Dable's a lot like that in a way. Like Dable, you could just read his eyes sometimes. And a couple of times last year, talking to him on the side, I was like, dude, your look. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, your look is freaking hysterical at times, And he goes, you mean I don't realize? And he's like he didn't realize it either, But it is what like Saquon would say. It is what it is. But he always tries to keep it professional, Dave.
I'll give you one you gave once. It was the end of the year last year when you said, would you play your starters against the Eagles? And I said, yeah. And you said, why? And you looked at me and I was almost like,
I
almost went, okay.
I don't remember.
It was like, must have been the dumbest response ever, man. It was just like, I hate the Eagles. You're like, that's not a good reason. And I was like, you're right, Chris. You've changed my mind on this one immediately. So
I don't remember that, to be honest with you, but
no, I remember it. Yeah.
But Dable's like that at times. Like his eyes is freaking funny, man. You could just see what he's, you can read what he's thinking a little bit. So.
We'll go one more. Richard Savner. If Aziz and Kayvon Boat stay healthy this year, could the Giants have two guys with double-digit sack totals? #Buffoon Crew. Absolutely.
I think absolutely.
If they're healthy.
I think absolutely.
If they're healthy.
And Jerry, and if you had to ask me right now, right? Hey, Chris, pick one of the two you think's going to get double digits, healthy, 17 games. I'm going with Aziz over Thibodeau right now. Oh,
I agree. Absolutely. Based on what he did last year, the 5.5 sacks in 7 games or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not saying Thibodeau can't get double digits. I'm just saying if I had to pick one, Chris, both guys get 900 plus snaps, 17 games. Who are you going with? I'm going with Aziz.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you right now, and I've mentioned this before, Aziz is a way better pure pass rusher than Thibodeau right now.
Yep.
Now, Yeah.
Agree. All right, dude. First day of camp in the books. Good stuff, man. It's great to be back. Thanks for the questions, everybody. But good news around Giants land. Let's keep that going. Good stuff, man. Awesome. I had to feel great to be back too. And with that Barkley stuff kind of out of the way.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, thank God, Jerry. Yeah. God. Who the hell want to listen to that and hear that?
Every day there'd be a question about it.
And I honestly, Jerry, I thought it was going to be hovering for till August 20, whatever the hell the last game is, 26, whatever the hell the last game is. So I really did. I thought it was going to be hovering to that.
Yeah. Good stuff, buddy. All right, guys. To order a subscription to The Giant Insider, go to www.thegiantinsider.com and go to Magster for a digital subscription. That's Magzter. All right, let's see if this works. I'm talking about the video. Sundays are Giant days, baby. Take care, everybody.
Take care, everybody.